Hello, everyone, and welcome to the LTH product briefing. I'm here today with Ross McNairn, the CEO and founder of Wordsmith. Welcome, Ross. Wordsmith is a relatively new product launched in early 2024. Tell us a little bit about Wordsmith, what it does.
So thank you very much for having us. Wordsmith is an AI workspace designed for in-house legal teams. Where we differ from others is that our implementation time is zero. You can get up and running and have value straight away. We're designed from teams of one up to several hundred lawyers. We help with drafting, with review, with navigating your internal intelligence. And what makes us particularly powerful is that we're actually designed for the rest of the business to interact with the tool as well. So we help legal teams with how the business perceives them, and we help them to be perceived as teams that speed things up rather than teams that slow things down, which sometimes people can misinterpret.
That's wonderful. I mean, really adding value to the whole business and ensuring that legal doesn't become a silo while at the same time solving problems for legal sounds terrific. I'd love to see it.
So as you can see, Wordsmith is loaded up with a lot of context about your business that you can personalize. There are a lot of workflows that we've created. Some of them are prompts, some of them are much more advanced than that. There are templates and there is knowledge that Wordsmith loads up, but also you can stick into Wordsmith and customize, so putting all of your internal tools in. And then there's context that you can program Wordsmith with. So you can tell it what jurisdiction you would like it to work with, or you can tell it what profile within your organization, if you've got many different corporate entities, and you would like it to always pull from one particular set of corporate information. And finally, you can also customize the language. You can put an option in for American and British English, because there is a slight difference. And you can mix and choose between all of these. You can change languages, and we support these jurisdictions quite heavily. So it works really well for international teams as well as teams that are based just in one jurisdiction. What I want to do is actually just show you a simple couple of these workflows and how somebody who just wants to get more productive and access internal knowledge can work with it. So here I'm going to take a consultancy agreement. This would typically be our consultancy agreement for our legal team. So instead of digging through a bunch of style banks and finding that, I'm instantly given the agreement. And if you look, it's now started to be populated with all the corporate context and information from that sidebar that we put in place. So it's got the right jurisdiction, it's got the right company information here, and it goes through and it will flow out the entire agreement, which is quite comprehensive in our case. We're quite thorough on the IP checks that we do. It's quite easy for you to then come in and say, please add in that the consultant is Ross McNairn. I could drop in a whole set of details, a document. I could tell it to visit a website. I could do all sorts, and it will go off, collect that information. Our AI agent in the background will think it through, and then it will start to automatically complete that through the entire agreement. So this is really, really powerful if you want to do fast drafting, if you want to update order forms, and it's a great way for legal to control the intelligence that the rest of the company gets access to. It's very easy for them to stay in control. So we often find HR teams will use this as well, and finance teams. When we make changes to these documents, as you can see here, all of the changes are track changed. And you can then move through and you can see exactly what the AI has changed and approve it in one go, or you can approve it for all of them in one go. So it's really easy to know where you're digressing. This ability to access kind of your internal knowledge can be found in other ways. I'm going to take a third-party bit of paper. Please review this vendor agreement. Now, we can operate, and if you just put regular queries in, it'll sort of operate like a legally tuned ChatGPT and help you with some of those standard queries. So a lot of users use us as a workspace that has access to their internal knowledge. But what it will do is it will also be more intelligent in situations where it knows it can take your internal knowledge. So here, you see this nice pink box that's appeared at the end. It's gone through, it's analyzed that agreement, it's put citations in, showing us exactly where in the contract it's pulled all of that from. And then at the end, it's taken our playbook of the vendor agreements, and it is now performing an in-depth analysis. So we can go and see what that looks like. And what's happening here is it's taking a standard list of checks that we always apply, and it is making sure that this particular contract adheres to that. So if you think about somebody in finance or anybody in the legal team, this is a really lovely way of helping them do the right thing, helping them apply the right guidance with zero friction. So this is an agentic flow, which means that the AI is going through lots of steps without you needing to do anything. And it's going through, it's finding minor issues, it's passing checks. And at the end of this takes a few minutes. It will actually perform a fully marked up version of this agreement and give it to you in Microsoft Word. This is great because either you, as the lawyer, or somebody from the business can actually understand what's in this contract without needing to go through the whole thing. They'll see the reasons, they'll see the reasoning, they'll get references. And the AI can explain to your business users why there are problems, which is very powerful, and it removes a lot of the issues that you sometimes have explaining basic concepts. It'll give you its risk table showing all the issues. And as you can see up here, it will then generate a redlined version of that contract. So I can show you what that would look like on one that I prepared earlier. You can download this into Word, or you could just view it in our platform, and it will insert red lines through the whole contract that you can then go through and approve or remove. And we also have a Word plugin that you can do that with as well, if you want to trigger it directly. What's particularly powerful about Wordsmith is that you as a legal team can edit and control these playbooks. So you can go through, we've put a bunch of examples in here of imaginary companies, but you can take those playbooks and you can edit them, or you can use the Wordsmith ones as well. So we provide a number of standardized ones that come out with it. There are other things that we've included in the AI that are more powerful than your basic GPT. So here I've put two contracts in. One is the first term, one is the second term of an agreement. So these compare these two agreements. We have built a lot of tools that help lawyers with extra things beyond just contract review and drafting. So here, kind of like some of the comparison tools, it'll take that PDF, turn it into a Word document, and then it will go through, give you a generic comparison, and then it will prepare a redlined version, merging the two agreements. We do redaction, we do translation of the entire agreement as well. If you get an agreement in Spanish and you want to see how it compares, you can flip it straight over. So there's a huge number of these helpful tools that we've built for lawyers that you don't need to think about, you don't need to learn, you just put it into the AI and it will automatically find the right ones and surface them up to you, which is very powerful because we have an academy, but a lot of users actually need about 30 minutes of training, and then they'll be up and running. And you can see this training through our whole product. So please help me analyze that vendor agreement above for risks around IP. This accessibility and making it easy for lawyers is at the core of what we do. And you can see this little icon here. This appears when you start typing. If you hit tab, our AI will actually take your prompt, rewrite it, and improve it. It'll take all of the information from our context on the site, the jurisdiction that you're working with, the company that you're working with, historical context. It will take all the knowledge from our engineers from Meta, and it will put them in a nice format so that you can learn how to prompt, and you will get a much better output if you then want to submit it. So that's some of the tooling that Wordsmith can do in general terms. There's many, many other things I don't have time to show you today. I would love to, from legal research to privacy, where we have redaction tools, to other contractor sub-analysis flows, all sorts that we can put together here. And we also allow you to build your own tasks as well that you can then save if you want to build and write your own ones or share them across your team. So it's very easy to improve this, and we can actually help teams get up and running with this when they get started. Now, I'm going to change over and show you the second bit of Wordsmith, which is what happens when you connect your workspace to the internal tools of the company to help the rest of the business. So like we said before, it's nice for other people to be able to do some of those simple things. And we have a pricing model that lets business users access it without having to charge the same fee for lawyers. So it works for corporate teams. But we can also connect your Wordsmith AI, your legal brain, up to Slack or to email or to other tools, which means that you can quickly respond to queries from across the business without even needing to be there. I heard a corporate counsel tell me the other day we didn't feel that Slack was an appropriate way to engage counsel, and I think they're right. So what we've put together here is a method. Let's say that somebody comes in from another team and they want to know something standard like this. Who can sign a vendor contract? Well, Wordsmith will come in. It will offer, in this case, several assistants. If there's only one available in the channel, you can just take that. And it will, based on the knowledge base that we've connected on the web, instantly give an answer. So here it tells the user, these are the details, etc. Now, as somebody on the legal team, I can be happy with that, or I can go in and I can actually edit the answer.
So presumably, Ross, this is as a legal team, you can choose what to point this at. So it's getting the right information. You can create a policy database that you pointed out. You could create
Right.
a set of
You can,
FAQs and point it at those.
you can connect it up to Google or Notion or other, or Confluence or SharePoint or any of these tools. And then you can tell it very specific instructions. And you can create many of these agents that sit in different channels and perform different jobs. So we often have
Very
one
clever.
for the InfoSec and security team, one for policies on signing, one for triaging, one for advice on negotiation. And you can build all of these agents out and then send your little birdies across the company, and they will help you manage legal work without having to be there. It's like legal has their own ability to build and deploy agents. So we actually we think a new job is being built now called the legal engineer. And we think that a lot of in-house lawyers need to be trained to become a legal engineer, where they manage these AI agents and they can distribute them across the company and do 10 times the number of things. So here I've corrected my agent, told it, no, I'm the only one that can do this, and I want it to remember that. Now my agent has learned, it's told the end user that it's been verified, and it will always answer that way in the future when people ask that question. So the AI will get more intelligent, and it allows legal to control it. So here, let's take another example. Often we find teams do this with security questionnaires. You know those horrible ones with 400
Oh,
questions
yeah.
around tonight? You've done it. It's just the worst job ever, right?
Oh.
Like, it was just invented to create admin for legal and security teams. So what we do is you just take one really good questionnaire and give it to your agent. And then if anybody asks those queries, it will give them the best version of that answer. So they can instantly fill out those security questions. And what you can do with Wordsmith is, if you want to be more conservative and you don't want the AI to give advice without legal approving it. So there are a lot of these chatbots, but where they are not appropriate for legal is that we create private places for legal to view the thinking, and they can approve these answers before they go out. So it's like a holding place for legal teams that want to issue sensitive advice. Redrafts it, and then it will only go out when legal say it's okay. So we create these seamless workflows where you can use your brain from the web to give advice across the business, and you can control it. And you can do exactly the same thing with contracts as well. So this is an example before. Someone dropped in a vendor agreement, and Wordsmith will actually take that, go and perform a review, and then give them the results. So all of the things that you saw before in the demo, when you want to, you can expose it to the business. And that's what makes us so different. We're an AI tool that is designed for in-house teams who are overwhelmed with demands from the rest of the company. And we let you have a workspace that scales you, but also scales to the rest of the company, which is completely unique.
That is unique. And so I suppose what the legal team could also do is say, these types of tasks, we're happy for the business to get going without us, and we provide templates, and then we'll give them access to Wordsmith to take those forwards without us. But these types of contracts have to come back to us. And so we won't make those available necessarily. So it allows you to scale where you're able to scale.
100% correct. And it gives you transparency. So, for example, our general counsel, despite me being a lawyer in a past life, is very clear that there are certain templates that I'm allowed to self-serve on, and there are certain templates that I may only edit that one field. And if I want to do anything else, I'm not allowed to do it without her consent. And she gets a lot of control over the granularity of legal advice. But I'm never frustrated because I can always access what I need instantly, and I can do it in a tool that I like using.
It's very clever, Ross. Thank you so much for showing it. I'm very impressed by how cohesive the workflows are and that it goes from an assistant but into fully fledged agentic workflows for the legal team. And then you also have this business facing side to it. Very cool product.
Thank you. I mean, we're of the belief that people want things that are simple, reliable. They don't want to have to coordinate 100 different tools. They're going to experiment a bit now, but ultimately they're going to want a serious command center that they can run in-house legal from, that they can actually show real ROI. And that ROI is often based on how much they accelerate other teams. So we help teams to demonstrate that. And the best thing that we find with our users is they tell us, hey, the revenue team are happy. Or the finance team are happy, because if they're happy, usually legal are quite happy as well.
That's great. Well, Ross, if people want to reach out to you and find out more, how can they do that?
Probably the simplest way would be to add us on LinkedIn. You can speak to me directly. Please reach out. I'm very happy to. If you visit the wordsmith.ai website, we will be very happy to give you an in-detail demo. And if you bring people along from your team as well, we offer all sorts of trials and certain things as well. And you should hopefully be hearing a lot more about us. We've been very quiet and in stealth for a while now, but now we're working with some of the biggest in-house teams in the world. Many household names that you'll know of, from Trustpilot to Remote.com. Many of these groups are all using us. We've now got hundreds and hundreds of these major teams that are running all of their legal operations through us. And we're very excited to open up our US office later this year. And we're hoping to make waves.
Excellent. Well, we will put a URL across the bottom of the screen here.
Thank you.
Easy for people. And you heard it here first, Wordsmith coming out of stealth mode. So, Ross, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.